Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, Cinder's Dream. I'm Ariel and I am here for a decoding. So if you have not seen Leave the World Behind, okay, it's a movie that just came out on Netflix. Everybody's talking about it. So if you haven't seen the movie and you don't want to get any spoilers, go ahead and just log off and go watch it, okay? If not, then stay tuned. It's going to be really, really interesting, okay? Before I watched this movie, I asked God specifically to just let me see with my third eye. Let me see with my spiritual eyes. The energy I felt behind it, I knew it wasn't like an entertainment type movie, even though people might saw it like that. But I just really wanted to get the message and I want to share it with you all, okay? So before I get into the decoding of the Leave the World Behind movie, I want you guys to go on my YouTube page and look at this premonition that I did about a year ago, okay? And I called it Cinder's Dream Premonition Prepare, okay? And I think I put like some some hiking boot emojis and stuff like that. And it's a picture of cars piled up. And it brought me back to this movie, okay? Like everything that I said in my video, my premonition video, is exactly what's going on in this movie. Like, go back and watch the premonition video. Like I said, I did it about a year ago, and it is like really, really an eye-opener, okay? So we're gonna get started on the Leave the World Behind decoding, okay? Okay, y'all, so I took hella notes. I had to take notes because it's a lot. And I don't know if I'm going to get through each character because I want you guys to do your own decoding. And I want you guys to let me know what you saw if you watched the movie. Put it in the comment section so we can talk about it. Maybe I'll do a part 2. But I'm just going to first just let you guys know who the characters were, okay? So Julia Roberts was in the movie, okay? She's the one of the main characters. Her character is called Amanda Sanford, okay? And then her husband is Clay Sanford, which is played by Ethan Hawke. And then we have her two children, her two kids, which they're like teenagers, okay? Her daughter, Rose Sanford, which is played by Farrah McKenzie. And then we have her son, who is like 16 in the movie. His name is Archie Sanford, and he's played by Charles Evans. And then we have some other characters, okay? We have G.H. Scott, who is played by Mahershala Ali. I hope I'm saying that right. And then he has a daughter in the movie who is like a young adult. And her character is Ruth Scott, who's played by Mahala. I hope I'm pronouncing that as well. And then another character is Danny, who is played by Kevin Bacon. So these are the main characters in the movie, and we are going to break down each one. Well, not each one of them. I'm going to try to do some of them. I'm not going to do all of them. But I really want to talk about Amanda, okay? Amanda Sanford, okay? In the beginning of the movie, you know, she's packing up her bags and she's like, you know, getting ready to go on this trip. You know, she planned with her family just out of the blue, out of nowhere. She just got a wimps and was like, okay, we're going to go spend some family time together, get a break from the city, and we're just gonna go on a trip. So she's packing her bags. Her husband Clay is still sleeping. And Amanda's character, okay, she is intuitive, but she allows her fears to cloud her judgment, okay? And you might also, I don't want to offend anyone, but her character is kind of like a Karen character, okay? In the beginning of the movie, she talks about how she hates people. She doesn't like them, and she just would rather, you know, be to herself and just have her family around, okay? Like I said, she's the one who planned the trip before the cyber attack and the blackout, okay? Amanda, she holds a lot of her true feelings like inside. Like her whole energy, her whole thing is fear-based, okay? If she would like not allow her fears to overcloud her judgment, she'll be an A1 person. You get what I'm saying? But she allows her fears, okay, of other people to cloud her maternal intuitive side, okay? And speaking of her maternal intuitive side, I do want to talk about the symbols in the movie, okay? As far as, okay, so in the beginning of the movie, you know, she's in the room packing, her husband is in the bed, And there is a blue coffee cup, okay, next to her husband's Clay side, okay? And on the coffee cup, it says 76, all right? And on her side of the bed, she has the clock. The clock is, you see 6, but that's all you see. You don't see the rest of the numbers. So in numerology, 6 represents that nurture, that caring, that motherly, intuitive energy, okay? And I feel that in this movie, that is something that she lacks, okay? That's the energy that she should have been tapped in. So the symbols in the beginning of of the movie is, I feel like it's energies that they could have used, that she could have used, okay? And let's talk about Clay, okay? So Clay Sanford in the movie, he's an okay guy, but I feel like he uses a lot of okay, I'll put it like this. He's not as masculine as we would like him to be, okay? He kind of lets his wife run the show. He doesn't really put his foot down on anything. He's kind of like a go with the flow guy, and la. He highly depends on electronics, like the GPS and everything. He's not prepared. He's someone who is just not prepared for the movie. And honestly, I was a little pissed off at him. He was really pissing me off. But let's go back to the blue coffee cup. The blue coffee cup on the nightstand on his side, the numbers were 76, all right? In numerology, 7 plus 6 is 13, okay? 13 represents that masculine energy, okay? It represents practicality. It represents building of foundations that are safe, secure, and solid, okay? So this is the energy that Clay should have been in, okay? So like I said, the symbolism in the beginning of the movie is on the nightstand is what they could have had more of, which they lacked, okay? So that's that for them too, okay? Now let's talk about Rose Sanford, okay? Rose is the daughter of Amanda and Clay, okay? And I think in the movie she's about 13 years old, but she is my overall favorite character. The main gist about her character is your inner child, okay? Listening to your inner child, following the guidance of your inner child, because the next few months, weeks, that's the only thing that's going to really save you, okay? Is your inner child, okay? In the movie, she was the one that was more in tune with nature. So if you follow and you look at nature, you see the animals really be talking to you. They'll let you know what's going on. They'll guide you and let you know where you need to go and how you need to act accordingly to save your life, okay? That's their job. That's what they do. So in the movie, it's deers that started coming up to her when they got to the house. And she kept saying, look, there's a deer. And everyone's just like, oh, whatever, not really paying attention. And she's just observing the whole entire time, okay? And more deer started coming. They started coming by the hundreds, okay? And no one, again, is paying attention but her. And her brother go like on a hike or something, just they go on a little whatever. They just go off, and start, looking at things. And they find a shed and whatnot. And they're walking through the woods, and she sees a house, and it looks like no one's there or whatever. And she's trying to tell her brother, like, look at this house. And he's not paying attention, okay? The brother ended up getting like bit by a tick or whatever, and they ended up going back into the house, their vacation home or whatever. And another part of the scene later on, they're all laying in the bed. The mom, the dad, and Rose, they're all laying in the bed. And then the mom is like looking at her and talking to her. And Rose brings up something that happened where it was like a parable, okay? It's about a man who basically God kept sending signs, to be delivered from whatever it is he was going through. Like, I think, a boat was sent, a message was sent, and the guy kept saying, no, I'm going to wait. I'm waiting. And he ends up dying. And when he gets to heaven, he's like, God, I was waiting for you. Da, da, da. And then God told him, like, look, I sent you all these signs and you turned them all down. Like, what do you mean? And finally, Rose looks at her mom and she's just like, I don't know if she looked at her mom, I can't remember. But she says, I'm tired of waiting. And right when she said that, I was like, oh, she is done with the family. Like, she is through. So her character, like, represents, like, sometimes your family's just not going to listen to you. A lot of you are intuitive, you are psychic, you are tapped into nature, and your family won't listen to you. Like, you guys been probably warning them about stuff that's, going to be happening, and they just don't listen to you. And you might have to leave your family behind. You might have to just, fend for yourself and just go and, be the only one that survives. And I feel like that's what Rose represents, is like leaving your family, like, fuck it, like, they're not listening to me. There's nothing else I can do. I'm not going to exhaust myself. So I've tried. It's not like you haven't tried. And you have to just leave your family and wash your hands. That's it. That's what Rose's character represents. And I love her, okay? This is my favorite character. All right, we're going to go on to another character.